Welcome to CATV Live, right here on Cash Alternative TV. I'm your host, Christopher Carruthers, also known as Tao of Satoshi, and I'm super excited that you could make it here today. If you're just new to Cash Alternative TV, you should know it's a show about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash, which aims to be a digital cash for the world, an alternative to cash. If that's something that you're interested in, you want to learn more about Dash, or just want to hang out with me some more, don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube or friend and follow me on the other platforms where I'm broadcasting today. So CATV Live is a recap of my channel shows from the past week, and also we dive into crypto and Dash news from the last week, and I give the viewers an opportunity to chat with me and ask me any questions that they have. And after the show, we're going to have a live AMA on Twitch and DLive. If you have any questions about cryptocurrency or Dash in particular, I'd be more than happy to help you out, and if I don't know the answer, I'll get it to you for next week. So that's the show. Happy you guys are here with me. Gonna see if there's anybody out there that wants to talk. Doesn't look like there's any comments yet on YouTube, so we can get going on the show. So if you're out there and you're wondering how you can get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me at Tao of Satoshi on Twitter, and you can talk to me about all kinds of crypto and Dash news. Just give me maybe about 24 hours to get back to you, as I'm busy. I have a lot of people that message me on various platforms. But I'm definitely interested to hear what you have to say about cryptocurrency. So I'm going to start off here. Just have to fix my video. I just messed it up. All right. So we're going to go to the next section, which is the CATV video lineup. Come on now. Sorry, I'm just having a little bit of technical difficulties behind there. Okay, so this is the part of the show where I go over the videos that I was putting out over the past week. And over the past week, I put out 3 videos. The first one was what is Dash and why do we need it? It was an amalgamation of previous Dash promotional videos to make a coherent case of why we should have a new economy and why Dash should be at the forefront of that economy. Just the way I put it together, it makes it says, why do we need digital currency and why should we use Dash and how does it work? So that's interesting if you want to take a look at my video lineup at CATV. And also I forgot to mention that if all my platforms, all my channels and all my platforms that I'm hosted on, you can find them at www.dashnation.com/CATV. And that's where I have all my channel lineups, and you can see a little promo video, which I'm going to show you next. But first of all, we're going to go through the rest of the CATV videos. So the second one that I did was an interview with Rod Ambrisi. He's the proposal owner for Dash Brazil. And I had a fun time talking with him and all about the things that Dash Brazil's been up to lately. So that's cool. I hope you check that out. That was my Wednesday's episode. And on Friday, I covered the Liquid exchange integration with Dash. So these are two organizations that really have a good, they really care about user experience. And the user experience on Dash is high and the user experience of Liquid is high. So they've entered into a partnership, and they're right now there's a Dash BTC and there's gonna be a Dash USDT pair on Liquid. And they're gonna offer more things such as staking probably in the future. I'm not sure. They said there's gonna be more things they're offering. So usually that involves staking. And right now there's a contest going on with that, and we're going to get into that later. So now I want to show you the video that I made yesterday. This is an unlisted video, and it's just for people that visit my channel that haven't subscribed yet. So this is what they're going to see when they come to my video channel. Just give me 1 second here. I'm going to make sure you guys see what I'm seeing, because that was a problem in previous weeks. And yes, you are. You're seeing me, so that's good. So this is the video that people are going to see. It's called Welcome to Cash Alternative TV. And basically it's like a trailer video explaining what I'm doing on the channel. Hope you enjoy it. Well, hello there, fellow Internet Explorer. I'm Christopher Carruthers, also known as Tao of Satoshi. And if you're watching me right now, you must have stumbled on my channel and you're wondering, what is Cash Alternative TV? Well, give me a minute to explain and try to sell you on it. Cash Alternative TV is a show about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash. And cryptocurrency, also known as digital currency, is a financial system created by math. It's not created by governments and it's not under their control. So it's not subject to money printing and devaluation, such as regular fiat currencies such as the US dollar or euros. It's money by the people, for the people. Dash is the digital currency that I consider to be the best of the best. It offers fast, secure, and optionally private transactions, and it has a fast-growing, passionate community of users and merchants. Dash is a digital cash, or an alternative to cash, hence the name Cash Alternative TV. So now that you know what I cover, you're probably wondering how I cover it. Well, if you subscribe to my channel, this is what you can expect. Each week I release 2 to 3 new videos that cover with events and news around Dash. If it's important, I'm covering it. I also cover general crypto news from time to time, but I relate them to the Dash experience. I'm competitive like that. I also conduct interviews of people around the Dash and digital currency scenes. Anyone who I find interesting, and is willing to come on, of course. My channel's flagship show is called CATV Live, which happens every Saturday at either 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. UTC, depending on the time of year. It's a show that goes over all the interesting Dash and digital currency news of the week and details the previous week's Cash Alternative TV episodes. The best part about CATV Live is that it's interactive. Throughout the show I talk to viewers, and at the end of the show, an AMA is held on the live streaming platforms Twitch and DLive. The links to all platforms that Cash Alternative TV is hosted on is below, because I'm not just on YouTube, I'm all over the internet, baby. So that's it. I hope I've sold you on my channel and hope to see you around more. Welcome to Cash Alternative TV. Bye for now. Bye, Tao. It was good to hear from you. So basically that was it. I wanted to show you guys how that worked out, because I didn't, for the longest time I didn't have that. Oh, excuse me. So for the longest time I didn't have that on my channel. I had an old one that I took down because it was very old, and I had a bad setup, and I had long hair and everything else. So I was kind of excited to create this new video and break down what it is that Cash Alternative TV is about. And like you heard on there, you're watching the flagship show. It's a weekly show that I do all the time, and I'm getting quite proud of it, trying to put it on in a nice way, and having people interact with me and ask me questions about Dash and cryptocurrency, because I'm more than happy to help anybody, or more than happy to talk to people that already know about it and want to give me their comments as well. So now we're going to go over the crypto news. There's a lot of crypto news out there. And actually this week there was more Dash news than crypto news, but there was also a lot of crypto news as well. So we're going to get to that today. Happy to have you guys with me. At the end of the crypto news, I'm going to answer your questions. If you have any questions, you can type them in the chat, and I'll get to them when at the beginning of the Dash news, at the end of the crypto news. So that'll be good. All right, so are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Pretty soon I'm going to have confidence in this, but for now I'm just like taking baby steps. So the first thing we're going to get into is kind of on the lighter side. It's talking about Bitcoin. It's a cryptocurrency trading game. So you can trade your favorite cryptocurrencies in this fast-paced tabletop card game. So we're going to go into it. I thought it was kind of neat, so I wanted to give them some exposure. Look, Bitcoin is a fast-paced cryptocurrency trading-themed tabletop card game for between 3 and 6 players. Engage in rapid trading with your friends to be the first to collect a full wallet of your chosen crypto. The first person to win 5 rounds wins the game. Play with the world's biggest cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, IOTA, Dash, and Monero. For more experienced traders, enhance your experience with the advanced mode, which offers more opportunities to gain a strategic advantage using the public ledger blockchain, and to mess with the value of your rivals' holdings by crashing the market. So it sounds interesting. I want to give it a quick view, so you see what's going on with it. I want to see how you play Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, the fast-paced cryptocurrency trading game. Pick from your favorite cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dash, IOTA, Monero, and Litecoin. Up to 6 players engage in rapid trading to become the first to corner the market, and negotiate blind trades simultaneously with your rivals.
3, 2, 3, 3. Yeah.
Be the first to collect the whole set of one crypto to win.
Bitcoin!
Advanced traders can use the blockchain to access the public ledger and see their rivals' holdings. Or they can crash the market to pump the value of their wallets and dump the price of other currencies. Bitcoin is the essential game for cryptocurrency traders. Back us now on Kickstarter to join the Bitcoin initial card offering and be the first to receive your copy of the game.
So that's interesting. It's an initial card offering. So it's still an ICO, but it's an initial card offering instead of initial coin offering. So it looks like they've reached $643 Canadian out of their 11,821. So if you consider this to be a valid thing, you can go and check it out in the description in YouTube and maybe contribute to them or get involved in some way. So pretty cool that somebody's taking that initiative to do that. So the next thing I want to talk about is pretty big news in the crypto sphere. We're always looking for other ways to use our cryptocurrency and get it out there in the hands of other people and promote the ecosystem and the economy of cryptocurrency. And Uphold is doing a really good job. They're offering some innovative solutions with their debit cards. And also now they're offering a way for cryptocurrency holders to use their cryptocurrency to get involved in the US stock market. So you can just as well as trading, as well as using your debit card. If you want to venture into the US stock market, you can do that through Uphold now. So you can invest as little as $1 in household names such as Apple, Amazon, and Google, as well as ETFs. So this is definitely huge news. So it's the most convenient and cost-effective way to trade US equities. And it's a world first. Amazon to Google Direct, no USD conversion. Bitcoin to Tesla in one trade, or Ethereum to Tesla in one trade. No minimum commissions or investment amounts, and no dormancy and account fees. So if you have an account with Uphold, I believe it's available to everybody outside the United States. So you can now get a piece of the US stock market if you so desire. So that just makes cryptocurrency a little bit more valuable, even though you do have to trade with a trusted third party and you have to take on that counterparty risk. But still, I think that Uphold has been known to be a fairly stable company, such as Coinbase. And it's pretty interesting that you can trade equities there now, and you can buy equities directly from cryptocurrency. So instead of having to trade to USD and then buy from whatever site you're used to using, you can go directly from crypto to equities. So I think that's really cool. So this was an article that I saw. It's about 60% of Bitcoin is held long-term as digital gold. So it's kind of like it's a saying to the market that they think Bitcoin is going to explode and it's going to have that bull market that everybody's talking about. And they're saying, so what about the rest? What about the other 40%? And this is from Chainalysis. This is a company that does analysis of blockchains. And this is a company that recently partnered with Dash, much to the chagrin of people that view Dash as a privacy coin. But Dash's stuff works. Dash's CoinJoin works just as well as other third parties in Bitcoin, and it's really on the same footing with them. So this is a company that did this. They did this analysis. So it says blockchain analysis isn't just useful for investigations and compliance. It can also help us analyze cryptocurrency markets to uncover patterns in usage and inform investment decisions. It's a unique benefit of cryptocurrency as a new asset class, since these highlights can only be derived because most cryptocurrency transfers are recorded on transparent ledgers. And it says the headline, most Bitcoin is held for long-term investment. As of June 2020, roughly 18.6 million Bitcoin have been mined. We break that 18.6 million Bitcoin down into 3 buckets based on its movement to date. Roughly 60% of that Bitcoin is held by entities, either people or businesses, that have never sold more than 25% of the Bitcoin that they've received. So this is the kind of analysis that they can do. And have often held on to that Bitcoin for many years, which we label as Bitcoin held for long-term investment. Another 20% hasn't moved from its current set of addresses for 5 years or longer. We consider this lost Bitcoin, and whether or not they're just holding for a really long time, or they're just holding it, or they just lost their keys, they consider that lost Bitcoin. So that leaves just 3.5 million Bitcoin, or 19% of all mined Bitcoin, that moves frequently, primarily between exchanges, which we label as Bitcoin used for trading. So that's interesting. I thought that you guys might find that interesting because it means that a lot of Bitcoin aren't moving, and it's not being used as a digital cash. And that's something that in Dash for sure we want, and it used to be in Bitcoin too from the Satoshi white paper. They want it to be a peer-to-peer cash, but it doesn't look like it's turning out that way. Looks like that's a duplicate. So if you guys seen this documentary, it's pretty funny. I'm just going to show you the beginnings of it. And the guy's accent is pretty funny. But if you go through it, it says a lot about what's happened in digital currency over the years. And it's pretty funny. It's satire on everything that happened. So I highly recommend watching it. You can find it in the description of my YouTube channel, Cash Alternative TV, which you can find at www.dashnation.com/CATV. And that link you can see next to the computer screen there. So let's take a look at this, the beginning of this documentary.
Bitcoin, for many, it's a bubble. For others, it's just a classic pyramid scheme. But for us crypto people, it's an addiction, a brain virus. Did it pump? Did it dump? I find myself checking the price while eating, in the bathroom, and even while having sex. I always fantasize about the year 2030 when I'm a crypto millionaire. My suit $20,000, my watch zoom in again. Flip the camera, can you see that? You see, crypto was not just a fad, crypto is a way of life now. Ethereum runs the new internet, Bitcoin is the new gold. Everyone has a blockchain wallet now, but the real question is, how did we see all that coming? The word visionary comes to mind. After all, it was all about timing. Hey buddy, I think I'm dying. Will you please play this for my viewers? Of course.
So the whole thing is pretty funny. I recommend watching it. It goes through a lot of the events that happen in cryptocurrency, and has his comments along with it. Pretty funny guy. So just how fast is Bitcoin really growing? This is a Medium blog by Jason Dean, and he goes through a little bit of analysis of his own. He's saying how Bitcoin is really growing. We're going to go through that a little bit today. So it says, it's been well over 11 years since Bitcoin, an entirely new financial concept, was released into the public domain. There's no question it's grown substantially since then, but is it growing as fast as those of us who are in the industry might think it is? Recently, Bitcoin reached another milestone, not in price this time, but in the number of wallets created, which surpassed 50 million on June 12, 2020. And it goes on to say, that seems a lot at first, but if we add some context, that view may change. Using current figures, for example, that means that 0.64 of the world's population is using Bitcoin. Or to put it another way, 99.36 of the world's population isn't. So there's huge growth potential. And says further, in 11 years since its creation, there is still no real clarity surrounding regulations in many countries. That's true. And the entire market capitalization of the flagship cryptocurrency is less than 1/4 of the world's largest company, let alone currency. So it goes on to say there's an imminent growth explosion coming. And it says new wallet growth means big things ahead. Even if global adoption hasn't yet happened, we do know there are tens of millions of people engaged directly with Bitcoin, and a much larger number who say they're intending to get involved at some point in the future. And no matter which survey you look at, that set of numbers is growing. And we're going to go there. But he offers a word of caution because a lot of people are excited about what he just said. Like Bitcoin's growing really fast, but you have to cool your jets a little bit. And says, but here's where we need context again. It's easy to get carried away and think those numbers are looking pretty good. After all, a potentially new Bitcoin user every 2.5 seconds seems impressive, right? Except that the global population is increasing at a roughly 150 people per minute at current 2020 rates. So doing the math, during that 2.5 seconds a new Bitcoin user comes online, the population increases by a net of 6.25 people on average. This, of course, means that the percentage of global population using Bitcoin is currently falling in real terms. So, you could use your own and talk your own arguments about that, but that's a good point. And I want to do the bottom line. So does this mean that Bitcoin is destined for failure, even if in the time it took you to read this, roughly 168 wallets have been created? Well, if you compare it to BlueStacks downloads of 490 at the same time, it first seems that way. Now imagine it compared to how many people download WhatsApp or Uber apps in a few minutes, or even how many dollars were printed during that time. It seems impossible to catch up, but that's not a fair comparison. At the bottom, this is in conclusion. I'm not going to go through the whole one because it takes forever, and I have all these links down below so you can go through them. But I just want to jump to the good parts of each article. So it says, in conclusion, I think it's accurate to say those who were here early did expect Bitcoin to be further along the curve than we are now. Many of us, myself included, underestimated the scale of change required to make this incredible alternative to traditional finance available at all. We often compare it to the early development of the internet, but in reality, it's probably much bigger than that. At the same time, however, this knowledge also brings reassurance if you're still in the bought too little too late camp concerning Bitcoin. That ship has definitely not sailed. Actually, I doubt it's even been built yet. So if you're new to cryptocurrency and you're watching me on Twitch or DLive or Twitter or anywhere that you happen to run into this, and you're not into cryptocurrency, you're not into Dash, and you think, hey, well, it's too late for me, I can't buy in, it's too late now. But, you know, he went through this whole thing. He looked at the positives, he looked at the negatives, and even in conclusion, he's saying, you know what, you're still an early adopter if you join now, because this ship has not even begun to sail yet. So, and I agree with him. I think that there's still a whole lot of potential. When you see over 99% of the people in the world don't use Bitcoin, how much growth potential do you think we have? And already it's at like $10,000. So like this is what I'm saying. Like I'm not telling you investment advice. I'm just a guy on the internet with a YouTube channel, but I want to tell you that it is a good thing. You know, I think that this is you're still early in the adoption stage. But always do your own research and invest only what you can afford to lose. So who's familiar with the BitLicense out there? This is something that New York was famous for. And there's a gentleman regulator who came up with the BitLicense. Basically, it's a really super strict set of rules that go for cryptocurrency businesses in New York. And they have to fly through all these hoops in order to get a BitLicense. And it was known for being very strict. So now they're kind of softening up a bit, and they're trying to lure crypto startups to New York. So I found that to be kind of interesting. The regulatory hurdles that are going on for cryptocurrency, slowly but surely, they're starting to loosen up a little bit. And I can see that trend happening over time because cryptocurrency offers good business opportunities. It offers just the way that cryptocurrency works. It eliminates the friction in markets, and it just has so many benefits. You know, people can use it for bad things too, just like the US dollar or euros. But it's a medium of exchange and it works really well. So you can see the writing on the wall with the regulations. I did a video a little while ago with the de minimis tax. They're saying that they're going to try to get rid of taxes on capital gains taxes on small transactions, so people can use cryptocurrency as it was meant to be, as a peer-to-peer digital cash. So that's good. I hope that comes to pass. It hasn't yet, but the movements are going on right now. So we're going to get into this one. 5 years after throwing up a wall around its markets, few crypto startups could scale, as I was mentioning earlier. A wall known as the BitLicense, New York is handing down a ladder. The New York Department of Financial Services said Wednesday it will consider issuing conditional license under which startups will be allowed to partner with existing licensed entities to begin operations in the Empire State. The agency also financed the guidance on coin listings for licensed entities it had proposed last year, and published documentation to aid companies seeking a BitLicense. Further, NYDFS said it had signed a memorandum of understanding with the State University of New York, allowing fledgling prospective licensees to experiment with use cases under the school's supervision. All this meant that to make it easier for companies to engage with the department and secure licenses. Wednesday marks exactly half a decade after New York implemented its landmark regulatory framework for the cryptocurrency space, the most rigorous in the United States. Jeremy Allaire, CEO of the first BitLicense recipient circle, told CoinDesk that while the initial 2013 draft seemed too stringent, the final license set a reasonable position, even if securing one still required companies to meet a high bar. So they're going to smooth approvals. The first phase of NYDFS's effort to make it easier for companies to connect with the regulatory staff and get advice about launching services in New York comes through its partnership with SUNY, S-U-N-Y. Dubbed SUNY Block. The partnership means that an individual can visit any of the university's 64 campuses scattered throughout the state and work with the institution to build out some innovative idea, Lacewell said. Companies that partner with SUNY may even become eligible for a conditional license, pending a review by NYDFS. So all this is good news. It means that it's a lower bar for getting cryptocurrencies involved. And also it shows that the New York government and the New York Financial Department is actually seeing the benefit of cryptocurrency, and they're seeing that maybe they were a little bit too strict in the beginning and they have to lighten up their terms. And seeing as other states will probably go in the direction of New York generally, like this, it's a leading state, that can only be good news for cryptocurrency in the whole of the United States. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So this is one off the top. It's off the title of the show. It's PayPal and Venmo to roll out crypto buying and selling. This hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's sources that are saying that this is going to happen. So we're going to go through this. Fintech giant PayPal plans to roll out direct sales of cryptocurrency to its 325 million users, according to 3 people familiar with the matter. So you remember how there's 99% of the people that don't use cryptocurrency? Well, the 325 million is going to put a little bit of a dent in that. Not too much, but a little bit. So it says currently PayPal can be used as an alternative means for withdrawing funds from exchanges such as Coinbase, but this would be a first in terms of offering direct sales of crypto. My understanding is that they're going to allow buys and sells of crypto directly from PayPal and Venmo, a well-placed industry source told CoinDesk. They're going to have some sort of built-in wallet functionality so you can store it there. It's unclear which or how many cryptocurrencies would be available. The industry source said they expected PayPal would be working with multiple exchanges to source liquidity. And PayPal declined to comment, so there's no confirmation here. San Francisco-based crypto exchange Coinbase and Luxembourg-based Bitstamp were mentioned as likely contenders by the sources, and both Coinstamp and Bitstamp, Coinbase and Bitstamp, declined to comment. It's worth noting that PayPal has a long-standing relationship with Coinbase, going back as early as 2016. In 2018, Coinbase made instant fiat withdrawals to PayPal available for US customers. Last year, European Coinbase users could withdraw to their PayPal accounts, followed by users in Canada, as I have done in the past. So that's interesting, buying directly from PayPal, so it's easy to fund PayPal from your bank account, and so in turn, if it was easy to buy cryptocurrency from your PayPal account, that's an excellent way to get it. And it works in a lot of different countries, so that's pretty good. So Venezuela is the big country that could use cryptocurrency. The fiat system there is in a shambles. They have a high inflation, they have a lot of problems with their currency, and they use US dollars a lot, and they also use crypto a lot. So Nicolas Maduro, whether you agree with his politics or anything like that, he's a very big supporter of crypto. He introduced the Petro, and he's very supportive of other cryptocurrencies there. So it's to the point there Venezuela was actually briefly accepting Bitcoin for passport payments in the country. So if you sign up for a Venezuelan passport, and to pay the fees, you can pay it with Bitcoin. At least that was for a little while. So it says Venezuela's passport agency briefly accepted Bitcoin on its website today. Venezuela temporarily allowed foreign passport applicants to pay using Bitcoin. The feature was quickly removed from the site, according to some sources. And Venezuela is a crypto hotspot by most other measures, as I was saying. So the Venezuelan government briefly allowed passport applicants to pay with Bitcoin. The option was seen on SAME, Venezuela's administrative service for identification, migration, and foreigners. Several social media users revealed the feature by publishing screenshots. Bitcoin payments were seemingly removed just hours after their introduction, though, according to user reports. Furthermore, Venezuelan journalist Marbelis Lunares has denied that the payment option was ever truly available, stating it's not functional, the information is false. This statement, however, is at odds with the fact that screenshots of in-progress payments, which are circulating online. So it goes on to say that Venezuela is a Bitcoin hotspot, but it's also a Dash hotspot, the currency that we focus on here, because of all the facts that I told you. The currency is in shambles. Oftentimes the point of sale terminals go down because the banking system goes down. And using cryptocurrency through third-party apps such as Dash Text or Cointext, you can actually use it even if the point of sale terminals are down. And you can use it even if the point of sale terminals are down, but you have an internet connection. So there's so many ways that you can use Bitcoin and Dash, but not a lot of ways. If they're pretty much screwed if they have to rely on the fiat currency. So that's good. It's good to see stuff like that, even if it was brief. It might actually be something that they're intending to roll out in the future. Now here's another title story. This is the big one, the one that it's like just a total fiasco, a total debacle. So Wirecard's former CEO was arrested over 1.9 billion missing funds. So this is interesting because I was talking about this last week, and I saw that this was a title, something that came towards the end of the week, and the dominoes hadn't started to fall yet. So this week we're looking at the dominoes that happened. So Dr. Marcus Braun is the CEO of Wirecard, turned himself into police custody this week after an arrest warrant was put out for him. So if you weren't familiar with what happened, they actually missing, well, it says right here, but I'm just going to go over it again. They're missing about $2 billion in cash. So they don't know where it went to. Did he spend it all on Lambos or hookers and blow? We have no idea what he spent it on. But anyway, that's good. That says former Wirecard CEO Dr. Marcus Braun turned himself into police on Monday evening. He is accused of lying to auditors about a 1.9 billion hole in its finances. And shares in Wirecard have dropped 85% in under a week. So hopefully you guys out there weren't invested in Wirecard. And it recently, after I put all this stuff together, it just came out that Ernst & Young, who were their accountants, they'd never asked them for an accounting background for the things that they were doing. So basically, it wasn't that they failed to provide it; they were failed to ask. Like their accounting firm failed to ask. So that's interesting. And that's, of course, that puts the dominoes in play. Visa and Mastercard are cutting Wirecard ties after scandal. So Wirecard said on Thursday it had started insolvency proceedings. So now that they're missing this $2 billion, they're starting the insolvency proceedings and getting that show on the road. And credit card firms, including Crypto.com, which runs a cryptocurrency debit card, are also reaching out to Wirecard clients. Visa Inc. and Mastercard Inc. are considering revoking Wirecard AG's ability to process payments on their network, and a move that would cause further pain for the firm after it started insolvency proceedings. The world's largest payment networks have begun reaching out to some Wirecard clients to prepare them for the possibility, according to people familiar with the matter who asked not to be named because the information isn't public. We continue to closely monitor developments and assess new information as it becomes available, Visa said in a statement. Our priority is, and will always be, maintaining the integrity of the Visa payment system and protecting the interests of consumers, merchants, and our clients. Wirecard helps businesses around the world to accept electronic payments from customers, so its relationship with Visa and Mastercard and being able to process payments with the companies are critical to its business. So this is big news. When you're missing $2 billion in cash and it affects a lot of other third-party companies, and it affects cryptocurrency or Wirecard, Crypto.com debit cards, which I was waiting for here in Canada because they were just about to roll out to Canada. I think Crypto.com will be fine in the long term, but this is a big monkey wrench in their operations for the short term. And I saw another article after this came out. They're saying that that Crypto.com is reaching out to their customers, and they're going to be refunding. If you have any balance on Crypto.com, they'll be refunding that balance, because obviously your cards aren't going to work anymore because the provider is going down. But I'm sure they'll keep you apprised when they get a new provider. But this just goes to show you, like the people that have money stuck with Wirecard and the Wirecard went down because of all this stuff that happened. We really need to stop trusting third-party companies. We really start to have to try to get an ecosystem around Dash and around Bitcoin, because trusting third parties just doesn't work again and again. You have some stable ones out there like Coinbase or Uphold, places like that are just, Kraken, places where you can kind of put your money there with confidence. But then you've got other ones like this that just fly by night. They just take your money and then disappear, right? So it gets me mad myself, because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking we should have an economy around cryptocurrency instead of trying to integrate with the fiat system, which is good for the short term, but terrible when stuff like this happens. All right, so the UK regulator then suspended Wirecard's subsidiary that issues Visa crypto debit cards. And that hits really close to home because that's in cryptocurrency. So the UK's FCA has suspended Wirecard's subsidiary, Wirecard Card Solutions, which issues Visa crypto debit cards. The FCA says WCS is no longer permitted to conduct any regulated activities. Crypto.com CEO Chris Marsalek said that the FCA has effectively shut down Wirecard Card Solutions, and that Crypto.com is moving its card program to another vendor. So this is something that we could see coming. David Parker, director at London-based payments consultancy Polymath, told the block that someone could take over WCS, meaning it may not go out of business. So that's Wirecard. That doesn't affect Crypto.com because that's a separate place. That's just a big mess, when somebody loses that kind of money, $2 billion in cash, and that starts that ripple effect down. I really feel sorry for the people that are in that ecosystem, and it just burns me up and makes me think we really need to have a crypto economy. Well, this is the last crypto news. After this, we're going to go to the chat, see if anybody has anything to say. So if you have any questions, now would be a good time to put them down. It says Australians can now pay for Bitcoin at the post office. Australians can deposit money for a local Bitcoin exchange at the post office. So that's interesting. According to a June 24th announcement, customers of local cryptocurrency exchange Bitcoin.com.au will be able to pay for Bitcoin at more than 3,500 Australian post offices. The firm's CEO, Holger Arians, explains he believes that the new payment option will make some more comfortable with buying crypto, because that's like something that people see every day. The post office, they're buying crypto from the post office. It's like buying from the government. A lot of people are comfortable with that. For many years, paying for Bitcoin at an Australia post office feels safer than transferring funds online, particularly for first-time buyers. We're proud of this partnership and would like to thank Australia Post for their continued openness to new technologies. So post office is kind of an old technology and is melding with a new technology, so that's kind of interesting. So we're going to pause there for station identification. You're watching CATV Live right here on Cash Alternative TV. I'm your host, Christopher Carruthers, also known as Tao of Satoshi. And Cash Alternative TV is a show about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash, which aims to be a digital cash for the world, an alternative to cash. If that's something that you're interested in, you want to learn more about Dash, or just want to hang out with me some more, don't forget to subscribe to my channel on YouTube, or friend and follow me on any other channel, any other places that I'm broadcasting to today. I'm broadcasting today from YouTube, Twitter, Facebook Live, Twitch, and DLive. And all those platforms are listed on www.dashnation.com/CATV. So we're going to go to the line, see if anybody's out there. Anybody wants to talk? Anybody has anything to say? Welcome, welcome. So it says First Light. First Light says just say www. Okay, I will. I'll say www.dashnation.com. Thanks for the update. Happy to have you with me, guys. So we're going to continue. We're going to go on to the Dash news. So Dash is a digital currency that aims to be a digital cash for the world. It has fast, instant, secure transactions and optional privacy. So we're gonna go through all the Dash news because believe it or not, there was actually more Dash news than there was regular crypto news. A lot of integrations happening with Dash and a lot of cool things happening with those integrations, and a lot of videos came out that we're gonna go through briefly today. So here's the DashPay username registration demo. If you guys were watching the show last week, I promised you that I was going to show this video, but we had problems with the browser. The browser wasn't playing videos. It was just kind of just sitting there. You could hear the audio, but you couldn't see the video. So to those users who were there last week, here you go. I made you wait till the end last time, but I'm going to play it at the beginning today. pretty neat. A lot of people out there might be watching and saying, well, that doesn't look so interesting. That's like a PayPal or a Venmo experience. Anybody can create that. But what they might be missing is that this is done in a totally decentralized organization, a totally decentralized network through a decentralized API. So what does that mean? It's decentralized. So basically that means that anybody can use it. It's permissionless. Anybody who's unbanked can sign up for an account. There's no legal hoops or hurdles you have to go through to sign up for it. And you can use it anywhere that it's accepted. And also, when you're using it, nobody's going to tell you that you can or cannot do. You cannot use your money for this. You can't use your money for that. It's completely decentralized. So it's like a digital cash. You get involved in this system and you can use it. No, PayPal's not going to send you something saying, why are you using your money for this? Where did you get that money from? You need to provide me with your information, your driver's license or your passport or something. Nobody's going to be asking you for that. It's a completely decentralized organization, and it's done in a centralized user experience. So that's what Dash is trying to do. They're trying to take their ecosystem that they have now, which features fast, instant, secure, and optionally private transactions, and putting that in a way where you can use it like a centralized server. And it's not a centralized server. There's no single point of failure. So it's really interesting. There's no other cryptocurrency out there that's doing that at the moment. So when you see that here in this video, you see that it doesn't look so big. It's not a big deal. But when you consider how it's being used and how people can use it, unbanked people can use it, and it can be used anywhere at any time. And you start to think, well, hey, this is interesting. This is something that could help a lot of people in the world. And then it offers a user interface that's similar to like a PayPal or Venmo. And there's no difference. And it's really interesting when you consider it like that. So those are my words. And the next video coming up, we're going to be the words of Joel Valenzuela. He's used to be with Dash News, and now he's working on his own at the Digital Cash Network. He comes up with videos and articles every now and then, and he's put out this video recently talking about this development. He says why Dash's new username video demo is game-changing. So let's give that a listen. This is Joel's opinion.
Released a demo on usernames, and the way they're set up could be absolutely game-changing for the way cryptocurrencies are used today. Since about 2015, Dash has been working on a project codenamed Evolution, now sort of called Dash Platform. The centerpiece of all this was supposed to be readable usernames to send and receive, so you don't actually have to use those ugly long cryptographic addresses when sending and receiving cryptocurrency funds like everything has done before. There are a few other projects out there that have adopted something similar, but the way Dash is setting this up is pretty revolutionary in that you have a blockchain account, and I got to drive home that account point, because people all over the world are very used to setting up an account, like say their email account, and even their other accounts are tied to their email in some way. They're used to just having one spot where they go in, have all their profiles and things like that. And with cryptocurrency, since it's a decentralized network, this doesn't really shake out the same way. For security reasons, you're not supposed to reuse your seed words wherever you kind of plug them in. Typically, when you have a cryptocurrency, what you're supposed to do is back up the seed words, write them down with a pen and paper, and then that's good. And whenever you want to use a different wallet, say you get a different phone, or you want to use it on your computer, or you want to do whatever else, you get another set of seed words and you write them down, etc., etc., etc. That's why a lot of people use centralized services like, say, a Coinbase or something like that, that someone else runs for you. You just have a login, you can call a representative if you have a problem, that kind of thing. Big difference with Dash is you have a central login. Like, you don't just create a username in this wallet and then you have to still back up other wallets and do other things like that and then find a way to associate the same username. No, you create a username for Dash, not just the wallet, for the whole network. But it's still entirely decentralized. Everything's decentralized, from putting up your username to your profile picture to your little bio to other details like that. It's all there. It's all on the network. You can't take it down, and yet you can just log in with this one thing. Imagine the game-changing nature of just being able to say, hey, get a Dash account. And it's super easy. You get it, and then you lose your phone, you lose whatever else. Basically, you change devices. You want to use Dash on something else, on a completely different wallet, a completely different provider that has nothing to do with the first one, and you just get your one Dash unified login, and no one else controls that. I know a few other projects have tried to do something similar. For example, with Bitcoin.exit, there's something called Money Button, which basically connects a lot of the ecosystem, but it's still a centralized company. It still like runs everything. It's still a choke point, and it's not protocol level. And this has the ability to have maximum decentralization with Dash, and at the same time, maximum usability. So if you're sleeping on Dash, I suggest you don't anymore. Check out the full demo, check out future demos, and wait for when you can register your own username and just see how simple that's going to be. This really will be crypto your grandma can use.
All right, so I have two comments about that video. The first one is that, Joel, I don't know if you're watching this, but I've never seen so many jump cuts in a video. It's like, you are missing this event. It's the game changer for crypto. But seriously though, it's a good video. The message was well received, well heard, and very well for putting that out there, because a lot of people don't understand what they're seeing in the Dash community, don't understand what they're seeing with Dash platform. And the promise that Evan Duffield put out in 2015 is about to be realized. So definitely happy you put that video out there, and I'm glad I could share it with my subscribers and my viewers today. So the Dash platform is going to be using Dash as in a decentralized way with a decentralized API that makes cryptocurrency easy to use. It makes Dash easy to use. And they're already starting to build dApps on it. We have a whole burgeoning ecosystem on the Dash dApps developer Discord, and that's chat@dashdevs.org. And you can go and see what's going on down there. The cool thing about it is that it's really like a family there, right? So you join, you're creating a dApp, other people support you, and you can support other people. It's like a great ecosystem, a very positive ecosystem for creating dApps for this new platform that's coming out. So when the actual platform does get released, there's going to have quite a few apps you can use right from the beginning. And of course, there's going to be more coming afterwards, but we have to have like a kind of a good stable of apps to use at the beginning, just for the proof of concept. We can say, you know what, this works really well. So this is one of those users from the Dash Devs platform. He says live on EvoNet, no Dash knowledge to a funded wallet and Dash platform username in less than 2 minutes. So this is like for a newbie who's just coming in, and they can just follow the program, and you can have an actual wallet set up on the Dash platform. And I'm going to be actually covering this on a future Cash Alternative TV episode. I'm going to be going through it and going through that. I'm going to cover the Dash Devs ecosystem first of all, and how it's doing so well and how it supports each other. But then after that, I'm going to actually try this dApp and see how it works. And I'm going to actually go at it as a dummy's point of view, because if you're in the Dash community, you know that I'm a dummy. I'm not very technical minded. So if I can get it, if I can do it, then anyone can do it. So that's going to be a future one. Basically, easydora.io is the website, and the features are: you can create and import a wallet from a mnemonic, multiple accounts per wallet, you can switch or create new accounts, register a name on Dash Platform Name Service on the Dash platform, multiple usernames per account, create new ones and switch between them, and works just as well on mobile as desktop. Focuses on being user-friendly, of course, that's a big deal, and simple to use for as many people as possible. Even his dad managed to set it up. So feedback, bugs, and questions are all appreciated. If you're watching me on YouTube, the link is in the description below. If you're watching me on any of the other channels, go to dashnation.com/CATV, and you can find all the channels, all the platforms where my videos are hosted, and my YouTube video account is going to be there. So just click on that, and you can see it in the description below. All right, so this is one of the big news that I covered last week, so I'm not going to go into it too much because people who watch my channel already know about it. And if you haven't seen it, you can go and see my channel. You can go to my channel lineup and watch it. So I'm just going to go and read the top headline here. It says Liquid and Dash. Liquid Exchange is an exchange based in Japan, which is really cool because in Japan Dash was saying that it's like a privacy coin and it wasn't being listed on any exchanges, and it was actually being delisted from exchanges. So this is something that's pretty good, and the fact that Liquid Exchange is Japan-based, and they actually have a couple of Dash pairs on there now. So it's a top 5 ranked exchange, and Dash, the leading cryptocurrency for payments, have partnered to build an improved experience for cryptocurrency users globally. Liquid has integrated Dash Instant Send on their platform to provide users with near instant deposit, withdraw, trade, and arbitrage opportunities. Liquid users will enjoy a completely revamped user experience for Dash on the platform. Liquid currently carries a Dash BTC trading pair, and we'll be adding a Dash USDT trading pair next week. So that's interesting. It's good to be back in Japan because we were shut out there for a long time. And here's a contest for Dash users. This just came out the other day. It says deposit to win Dash starting June 30th. So let's unpack this a bit. At Liquid, we've been working hard on tons of new features to complement our new partnership with Dash, including Instant Send, a new pair, and more. To celebrate and share the love with our users, we're launching a Deposit to Win Dash campaign exclusively for KYC verified Liquid users. 20 users who take part in the campaign will be in for a chance to win one of several Dash prizes. So that could be you. While this is going on, don't forget that for a limited time, Liquid users will have 0 withdrawal fees for Dash. And if you sign up with the Dash referral link, you will be eligible for 10% off Dash trade fees at Liquid. So these are the rules. Deposit a minimum of 1 Dash to Liquid at the designated deposit time. Then make 5 trades in Dash BTC or Dash USDT before the next round begins, within 24 hours. For round 6, the time cutoff for the trades will be 24 hours later. The 5 fastest qualified users will win. Winners can only claim 1 prize. The winners list will be announced daily on our official Twitter account. So those are just the listing of the times where you can do it. And the winners are going to win half a Dash per winner. So if you put 1 Dash in, you can get 1.5 Dash out if you're one of the winners. So that's interesting. You can also find that in the description below. All links will be there. And there's some more adoption for Dash. Like I said off the top, it's a adoption bonanza because we're put into so many different places. And this is an Indian exchange. So it's a Bitbns. It says we're partnering up with Dash Next with an aim to boost Dash adoption around the world. So they have a Dash USDT pair, and this can be linked in with, what do they call them? Rupees. Yeah, rupees in India and other countries that Bitbns supports. So now this is another place where people can buy Dash around the world. This is it's always an ever-growing ecosystem of exchanges and on-ramps where people can buy Dash. So slowly but surely, we're getting into these places. And it'll just be a matter of time before we're on most of them. And the one thing that people can see when they use Bitcoin on these exchanges or they use Dash is that the Dash user experience is much faster and quicker. And it's actually more secure as well due to Dash's features like Instant Send and chain locks. So it's just a matter of time before people see that. And we're going to go across the world a little bit, going to the Philippines. In the Philippines, Dash did not have any exposure in exchanges for a long time. We're trying to get in with coins.ph, which is the biggest exchange in Philippines, but it hasn't worked yet. But we're still working on it. But now there's another one called BloomX, and they're actually accepting, they have a Dash PESO pair. So it says, great Philippines news. The cat is out of the bag with the second Dash to Philippine PESO trading pair announced in yesterday's live BloomCast. Thanks to everyone attending and supporting this success. Check more about Bloom Solutions and the newly Dash to Fiat trading pair in the Philippines BloomX org on Facebook and start trading. So I was curious about it, so I wanted to take a look at their website. And this is their website here. Blockchain financial systems for businesses in emerging markets. So this is what they have. Bloom has powered over 250 million in blockchain transactions across Southeast Asia since 2015. And it's licensed by the Central Bank of the Philippines. So you can buy with confidence there. So that's interesting. That's a good integration for Dash. So it's another on-ramp for Dash in the Philippines. Apparently now we have 2. I think the other one was called MoneyBees. That was the one I announced last week. Now this one's BloomX. So, slowly but surely, Dash Next and Dash Thailand, they're building a nice ecosystem of promoters over there in Southeast Asia. They're based out of Thailand, obviously, but they're now spreading out into the Philippines, and that's interesting. We're going to talk to somebody from the Philippines here next. Actually, Amanda B. Johnson is going to be talking with them. This is the latest Dash Talk. She puts out one every week, and I cover it every week. Happy to have Amanda B. Johnson back in the ecosystem. She's a great Dash ambassador. She's well-spoken and personable. And I'm glad to have her doing regular videos. Whether or not it's with me, it doesn't matter. But we're talking with Andrino, Veronica Andrino of Dash Philippines. And she's going to talk to her right now.
Hello, welcome to Dash Talk. I have with me today Veronica Andrino, who is the head of Dash Philippines. Veronica, how are you?
Hi, Amanda. Thank you so much for inviting me here. Hi, everyone. I'm doing great.
Wonderful. Well, Veronica, please start by telling us how you got involved in the cryptocurrency space.
Well, that's a good question, Amanda. That's always been a question asked, like, how did I get involved? Well, to be honest, for a person like me, I'm not really a tech expert, and my background is mostly as an entrepreneur. So I started with digital marketing, and as well as back in 2015 when the first time I encountered about Bitcoin and crypto, that was the first time that I got involved into some other companies, and I invested and I bought some of those coins, and then I found out that that is actually a scheme. So that's how I got involved. And since I'm so curious about blockchain technology and crypto, I started doing my own research. And since 2016, I started more on buying and trading crypto into different exchanges such as Kraken, Poloniex, and so on. So it keeps moving on until I started working onto the P2P here in the Philippines, exchanges, trading. And yeah, afterwards, I upgraded myself into moving into the marketing of different other companies, helping them to connect with the different businesses here locally, as well as to the advertising side of different companies here, advisory roles, until now I founded my own company in the Philippines.
Wow. Okay, well, we'll get into a more...
All right, she's an interesting lady. She's now she's a Dasher. You see her on the Dash Discords, and she's helping out Dash Thailand with their efforts in the Philippines, and she's doing her own stuff. So I have no doubt that eventually she'll be able to get coins.ph to join the Dash Nation, get them to offer a Dash pair on there, and that would be good because for Filipinos, as we know, this is a huge remittance market for people that are in other countries to send money home to the Philippines. This is one of the hugest remittance markets out there. So for Dash to get more of a foothold in that country would be an awesome thing. And having people like Veronica on our side can only help. So this is another integration that Dash has. If you're into making money, this is a good thing for you. If you have some Dash, you don't need 1,000 Dash to start a masternode, but you do have counterparty risk with Binance. But Binance has also been one of those stable exchanges since it was put out there. Not a lot of bad things been said about Binance. So we're going to go into this. It says Dash added to customizable lock savings on Binance, also known as staking. Binance Savings will add Dash to the customizable lock savings product at such and such a time. I think it's done already. Yeah, it's the 24th. It's the 27th today. Binance is holding a Dash savings event with a prize pool of 10,000 BUSD, so Binance US dollars. So it just goes to show you if you put a certain amount in, you're going to get those returns. So during the event, any Binance savings user who subscribes at least 50 Dash to lock savings for any length of time will receive a bonus reward of BUSD and the ratio of 10 Dash to 1 BUSD. Please note that users must pass KYC identity verification. So that's the downfall with third-party companies. As I mentioned before, Dash platform is aiming to fix that so that you don't need any KYC. It's perfect for the unbanked. The maximum reward limit for a single account is 1,000 BUSD. Each user may enter only one account associated with their identity. Rewards are given on a first-come, first-served basis, and the event will continue until the entire prize pool has been awarded. So get your Dash on USD and on Binance if you want to earn some, and you can not only earn Dash, but you can also earn some bonus BUSD along with it. So I don't know if you're into BUSD, but it can be redeemed for anything else, so it's always a good thing. I don't want to sign in. Now Dash can be bought on Crypto Compare. If you know what Crypto Compare is, it's a pretty interesting site with it has all the information about cryptocurrency. And you can see Dash right now is into the 60s. It's going down a little bit. And so it's a good time to get involved with Dash, in my opinion. Again, I'm just a guy on the internet. But the lower Dash goes, the more of a steal it becomes, in my opinion. But always do your own research. So you notice here, there's now a buy button. So this buy button was never there before. Now you can actually buy Dash straight from Crypto Compare. So if you're familiar with the Crypto Compare website, now you can buy Dash through Crypto Compare. That was something that I saw. It's another on-ramp for Dash. So the more on-ramps that are coming, the easier it is to acquire Dash. That's definitely one of the challenges that faces crypto is the acquiring. So actually having more places where you can do it is awesome. So this is something that's kind of innovative. Maybe not. Some people might argue that it's not. It's kind of an old concept. But you know, like places like Hot or Not, you know, like you put your picture up and people judge you whether you're hot or whether you're not. So this is something like that for Dash. So Dash Queen basically is for women who consider themselves to be physically attractive. They can post their pictures on this on Dash Queen website and Dash Queen app, and they can receive Dash from users who upvote their pictures. So if you think this girl is pretty cute, you can upvote her picture and she can earn Dash because of it. So this is something that might you know, anybody who wants to earn Dash and considers themselves to be physically attractive can do that. And then it all ends up in a contest and if they win the contest for that month, they can have more of a chance to win Dash because their picture is going to get promoted. So their picture becomes like the highlighted one of the month, and then they have an opportunity to win even more Dash. So this is kind of an interesting concept. It takes something that's totally unrelated to crypto and brings it into the crypto space. Right now it's on Google Play. The link's in the description below if you want to check it out. Those are like the screenshots. So one of the questions I had was, how are they going to guard against catfishing? Like, say, I'm just going to grab an Instagram picture and post it. So basically, the models have to be having somewhere where it's written Dash Queen. So if the model doesn't have that Dash Queen and a physically written note that says Dash Queen, it doesn't work out. Like, they're just going to be dismissed. It's going to be deleted. So there's a video that's out there. They're going to just describe what Dash Queen is. It's in Spanish, but it has English subtitles. So let's check it out.
Yo sé que a ti también te encanta tener muchos likes en tus fotos y seguidores en tus redes sociales, ¿cierto? Pero ¿qué pasaría si te digo que en vez de ganar likes y seguidores, ahora puedes ganar dinero? ¿Suena interesante? Quédate y te explico cómo. Dash Queen es un concurso de belleza mensual en el que puedes participar subiendo tu mejor foto en nuestra red. Allí, tus fans, seguidores y amigos pueden enviarte su voto con Dash, dinero digital. Y solo tú recibirás todo lo que recaudes por tu foto, sin intermediarios y sin términos complicados. De esta manera estarías recibiendo dinero por tus fotos y a la vez tendrías la oportunidad de convertirte en la próxima Dash Queen. Mientras más Dash recibas, más oportunidad tendrás de ganar el concurso. Al final de cada mes, la participante que reciba la mayor cantidad de Dash será coronada como Dash Queen. Durante su reinado, la foto tendrá más publicidad y exposición en la página, lo cual aumenta la probabilidad de continuar recibiendo Dash. Participar en el concurso es muy fácil y no necesitas dar información privada o confidencial. Solo sigue las instrucciones en el apartado de unirme al concurso. ¿Tienes lo que se necesita para ser nuestra siguiente Dash Queen? Participa en el concurso ahora. Conviértete en la próxima ganadora y obtén Dash, dinero digital.
All right, so that's basically it in a nutshell. So I wish them well. I hope that turns out interesting because I want to vote on these people and give them some Dash. I think that would be cool, a good way of doing it. So Matt Meek recently he came out with a series saying what investors are missing, and he put out part 1 last week, which I covered. And this week I'm going to cover part 2. It says what investors are missing with Dash. So these are interesting write-ups. He's pretty good. So he says, if you don't know how the Dash treasury works, and you can find an overview here, but for simplicity's sake, basically 10% of the block reward is allocated every month to what's called the treasury, and Dash stakeholders get to vote on how these funds are distributed. And then they're basically saying that these issues were plaguing Dash. The good and honest teams didn't want to take too much money as they knew that the network would not legally own these funds anymore and in turn would have no way of recourse if the funds were mismanaged. The not so good teams would happily take funds. Some would deliver, but many wouldn't. So at a time when the treasury was generating $10 million USD a month, the network has no real way to allocate those funds as the good teams wouldn't take them and the not so good teams wouldn't necessarily deliver. And it says, however, this time, with this bull market that supposedly it's going to happen, however, this time it's going to be different because of one not so simple legal structure that the Dash Core Group created. During this bear market, Dash Core Group implemented what's known as the first of its kind. This is a decentralized irrevocable trust, and the Dash network, more specifically the masternode owners, owns the Dash Core Group. So what the trust has allowed the network to do is take control of the Dash Core Group and therefore own all assets on its balance sheet. That's why I say this time it will be different, as when the network funds Dash Core Group, it's technically putting the money into its own pocket and can have some recourse if Dash Core Group mismanages the funds. So what does that mean? Well, it means that any leftover money from the monthly treasury cycles can easily be put onto Dash Core Group's balance sheet, which gives them more resources to execute on their vision. It also means that Dash Core Group will be comfortable asking for excess funds, as they know the funds are legally owned by the network. This is more than just affects Dash Core Group's balance sheet. It also means that masternode owners will be less inclined to give the green tick to questionable proposals, where the owners can run with the funds, which means less money wasted and more competitive proposals. So this is one thing that's good for the proposal system. And the other one that we're debating right now internally in the Dash community is allocating a flexible treasury. Like, so some months we only use 5%, some months we use 20%. So it becomes a sliding scale between 0 and 20%. And if we have a lot of money, we only use a little bit of it. If we have not so much money, we might use more based on the price of Dash at the particular time. So that's going to be interesting. We're learning as we go in Dash, and the treasury system was the first of its kind. And like anything else, it can be improved over time. And those are just a couple of ways that we're improving it. Because it's definitely a good thing to have when you have decentralized governance and decentralized funding, because no central agency such as Blockstream can tell you how to do things. And also we don't have to do governance on Reddit and Twitter and who's the most popular and who yells the loudest. In Dash, it's just a vote of the masternodes who have the highest stakes. We vote, and then whatever is said we move on, because that's what the network wants to do. And the people that are continuing to bitch about it aren't going to get anything done because the network has already spoken. So these are interesting. But when you have a scenario like that, when you have that kind of system, you need to improve it. And then this is the way that we're improving it, by having that trust, that legal ownership of Dash Core Group by the network, so that the network legally owns Dash Core Group. It's an interesting concept. It's like, how does a decentralized entity own that centralized company? But yet that's what's going on. And also the flexible treasury is going to only be a good thing in the future as well. But we're not perfect, and we got things to do. So hopefully that's going to help a little bit. But I'm sure there'll be more solutions in the future that we'll have to take. So now we're going to travel to Africa. The Dash Nigeria team has been doing a good job in Africa with integrations as well. And this is an email that people are getting from GigaLayer. And it says, stay safe and pay with crypto for 30% off. So it says, dear Nathaniel. Nathaniel Luz is the owner of Dash Nigeria. And he's the one who has the team over there working on adoption efforts. And the email says, trust you're keeping safe in this season. This is GigaLayer stopping by to reassure you that this period of stay at home will soon be a thing of the past. God, I hope so. Hang in there and don't be scared. We are supporting you this season by offering you a 30% discount off all your orders when you pay with crypto, precisely Dash. So that's interesting. 30% off for using Dash or any other crypto. So good job, Nathaniel, for getting us involved in that. This one is for the developers out there. If you're a developer and you're watching this, you can deploy a Dash node in 5 steps on the 3-fold grid. So this is a kind of like a cloud server, like places that provide you with cloud computing services. And they offer you a way to set up a node. It could either be a full node or even a master node, depending on what you want to put there. And you can do it through this guide, and it's interesting. I'm not going to go too much through it because I'm not a developer, and I'll just bore you with the technical details. But the link is going to be in the description below. So it's setting up a Dash node of either a full node or a master node. You don't need to have 1,000 Dash. You can set up a full node through this guide as well. So I was actually interviewed last week, and I didn't show. I actually said it on the Cash Alternative TV video lineup, but I never showed you how I was on there. But my voice doesn't sound like this. As you know, I'm talking to you right now. My voice doesn't sound like this. The guy sped up the interview, and I look like I'm on espresso or something. I look like I'm like talking at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But it was with discussions.app. It's actually a platform where you can post your content or post anything, and it's run on the EOS network. So as a Cash Alternative TV, I'm a show about cryptocurrency. Like I want to learn about all kinds of cryptocurrencies, but I focus on Dash. So I was talking about Dash to this gentleman. I was explaining to him how Dash works. So let's go through it a little bit. Very much. It's a solid project, and we'll get into the features today.
Yeah. So let's start with you first. So obviously you're a content creator. Did you work on other kinds of content before cryptocurrency, or is cryptocurrency what really got you started in this process of content creation?
Yes, it has been cryptocurrency that's got me started because when I actually was into public speaking when I was in school, but I haven't really done anything to that effect in cryptocurrency, but I've used some of those skills that I had in public speaking to go into my video tenure. So that's pretty cool. I actually had the passion to do something in cryptocurrency because I really believe in it. I believe in the future of the technology. And I figured that if I can influence anybody else to be excited about it too, then that would be a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. I think cryptocurrency is still, despite it being much more popular now.
So you can find that in the description of my video here. That's going to be one of the last ones down there. And last but not least, you guys, I congratulate you if you sat through the whole show, because that's something that, it's a pretty long show now. It's getting to be an hour. But when you consider that this show is also broadcast on Twitch and DLive, an hour is like a blink of an eye. You go to those platforms and people are streaming for like 8 hours, 9 hours, stuff like that. So I'm trying to bridge the gap between the YouTube and the actually live streaming platforms, so I can get some more views on those platforms. But if I have something to talk about, I'm going to talk about it, even if it takes me over an hour like it did today. So this just came out today. It's just basically talking about Dash futures. And if you're familiar with futures contracts, you can skip this one probably. But they're just talking about how Dash futures are done. They're anticipating Dash futures in the future, I guess. Right now, there isn't too many places that have Dash futures. So it says a Dash futures contract is an agreement to buy or sell a specific quantity of Dash at a predetermined price at a specified time in the future. Dash futures markets provides two very important features to cryptocurrency traders. As they allow it to buy Dash futures, allow traders to control more Dash tokens through the use of leverage, and selling Dash futures allows traders to profit from a fall in the Dash price. So it's kind of like a hedge to any investment that you have. Like if it's going up, obviously you're making money directly, but if it goes down, you can also make money through a Dash futures contract where you speculate that it's going to go down. So I'm not going to go through too much of that because a lot of people know about trading and it's already been a long show. But that's pretty cool. If you want to learn about that, it's in the description below in this YouTube show. So I'm going to go back to station identification. You've been watching Cash Alternative TV, and it's a CATV Live, our weekly news show. And I'm Christopher Carruthers, also known as Tao Satoshi. And I'm happy you are here with me today. Cash Alternative TV is a show all about cryptocurrency with a focus on Dash, which aims to be a digital cash for the world, an alternative to cash. If that's something that you're interested in, you want to learn more about Dash, or just want to hang out with me some more, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube or friend and follow me on the other platforms I'm broadcasting to. I'm broadcasting on YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, Twitch, and DLive. Stick around at the end of the show. There's going to be a live AMA on Twitch and DLive. If you have any questions or comments, just follow me over there. And you can find my full channel lineup at www.dashnation.com/CATV. So I'm happy to have you with me. Now we're going to go and see if anybody has any comments. Because last week I forgot to go at the end. It doesn't look like there's any comments here today. So we're just going to keep going. I'm going to sign off, and I'm happy you guys are watching me today. And we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you next week where we talk about more crypto and Dash news. Bye for now.